This is another episode of UFO Garage.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Joe, and this is where we talk about UFOs, aliens, and all things weird.
What's up, party people?
What's up, dude? How's it going?
Joe, what's up, dude?
Nah, not a lot, man. Hey, it's we reached kind of a milestone with this 11th podcast.
Hell
right?
yeah, man.
Most studies say that if, you're doing something like a UFO podcast or whatnot, right? Any type of podcast, they usually don't make it past episode 10.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and we did it, dude.
We did it, dude.
This is the one.
We're on episode 11.
We're doing it right now, dude.
Yes. Awesome, dude.
I feel like it has not been that long of a time. I mean, it's only been, 2 months?
Yeah.
It feels like we haven't been doing this for that long,
Yeah, I mean, we try to give you guys at least, once a week.
Yeah.
Occasionally you may get more than one a week. But, other than doing this podcast, we got to make a living too, and we're full-time jobs, man.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's perfect that we do it once a week right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we quit our jobs later and do this full time, we can do it more.
We gotta leave the people hungry.
Yeah,
we gotta leave them wanting more.
Yeah,
right.
We also send out a bunch of stuff on Facebook like almost every day. I feel like you or me.
We try to post something.
Yeah, post something, and it's so effortless. Like I'll come across something and I'll go to post it, and Joe's already posted something freaking awesome. I'll wait a couple hours and I'll post my thing.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's like it's been great.
Yesterday, I said hello to the people and hoped that they were all having a great day.
That was awesome. I loved that.
And nobody responded. You guys all having shitty days?
Yeah.
Did you not see my post?
They wanted to be positive. They didn't have anything positive to say, so they didn't say anything at all.
Well, good. We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
So, just some things that happened.
So what do we have from Joseph this week?
Yeah, dude, Joseph, you're like our young Jamie from the Joe Rogan podcast, dude. Man, you're just like constantly giving us awesome content.
You got good stuff, dude. You got good stuff.
You're keeping this podcast relevant and afloat.
Oh man.
But that post about, I had already actually seen that tardigrade thing. So I guess the Israeli space. It seems like every country's coming out with their own space program. By the way,
yeah, it's about time.
I mean, not coming out, but like finally doing things. I mean, like China sent that probe to the dark side of the moon, this past week as well. But the Israeli thing, I didn't even know is the Israeli. Is it? All right, I'm gonna sound really dumb. The Israelis had a space program. I'll just say that I didn't know.
Right.
But yeah, they spilled. I love how the title's like they spilled the tardigrades.
They spilled it. No, you crashed.
Yeah, you crashed. Say what it is. It's like the visual is like I've pictured somebody's like on this like probe and they land on the moon, and they walk out with like a Go-Gurt thing and they just like squeeze out like a bunch of dirt.
We spilled water bears.
Oops.
Yeah, no, that's a little more than a spill. You exploded water bears all over the moon, dude.
The probability of them surviving even an explosion is pretty high.
Yeah, of surviving,
don't you think?
Yeah. Aren't they? They're extremophiles, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like extreme heat. Like don't need oxygen, I guess. Don't have to have gravity. I mean, there was like tests that from the space shuttle that there was like bacteria and there was like some tardigrades that they were growing inside or whatever.
Yeah,
and they just like they're survivors, dude. I'm so glad it wasn't a cockroach too. I like water bears a lot more. They're cute.
Yeah, totally. And dude, if you ever made it to the moon, it's like finally no cockroaches, right? But then a cockroach shows up in your little moon bubble where you're living in, right?
Yeah.
Like, God damn it!
Or a freaking fly.
You can't escape these things.
I'd be so pissed.
Oh, dude, mosquitoes.
Man, mosquitoes.
There's a mosquito on the moon.
Hell no.
I give up.
Yeah, I don't know where would you go after that?
I don't know. The sun?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going straight for the sun.
I'm going to the sun,
boy. Going straight for that sun.
It's pretty crazy, but so I mean, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Like, I mean,
okay.
Or I have a better question.
Okay.
Do you think this is the first time we've spilled some shit on the moon?
Hell no, dude.
You think we've already done that a lot?
Bro, Absolutely. If we landed on the moon, which I think we did, there has to be some kind of somebody had, eaten a bag of Doritos or something. Somebody sneezed or farted on the moon, and I think water bears are already living on the moon. I don't think this is the first time.
Like, they were already living there.
Yeah.
They hitched a ride on a comet.
Yeah.
And then crashed into the earth.
Yeah.
And that's where water bears came from in the first place, right?
Dude. I like that.
Yeah, it's possible.
Maybe they're the ones that built that monolith. That who was it? Buzz Aldrin that talked about that?
I think so. Yeah.
He was saying, like, wait till the people find out there's a structure and a monolith on the moon. What are they going to say then?
Wasn't it a moon of Mars though?
Oh, was it?
I think it was a moon of Mars.
Oh, no shit.
I think that they found a monolith.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
No shit.
But I mean, the astronauts, supposedly have seen structures on the moon anyways.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
which is pretty crazy.
I actually looked into that this week.
Uh-huh.
And I read the transcript, and there's some, I guess, back and forth on whether it's real or fake, but the transcript is, I'll get into that after this, but like the transcript is basically what the astronauts are talking about as they're flying over the moon, and they hear this radio signal, this did we already talk about this or no?
I don't know, dude.
It's all running together. But they heard like a radio signal as they were going over the moon, and there's like this cut feedback that wasn't available. It wasn't like, I don't think it was broadcasted live, but the transcript reads, it's like, hey, they're on the moon. They're passing the moon, and they hear this radio signal. I guess I'm fusing two different stories. I think I'm fusing two different stories. I watched a couple videos this week.
Yeah.
So the first one is when they're passing the dark side of the moon, and they hear this radio signal, and there's another transcript, and you can actually hear the audio. But like the second video I watched was when the astronauts were actually on the moon. And there's another transcript where they're like, hey, there's lights on the rim of the crater. Like, yeah, they're looking at us. They're watching us.
I've heard that. I've heard that. Yeah.
Sorry, that was like, I legit got really confused just then. I thought, shit.
There's so much crazy things that happen with those guys. Yeah. Apparently there's a NASA Live Now or something like that, or Live NASA, where you can go back and listen to all the audio that ever happened.
Oh, that's
right.
Cool.
So like during the anniversary of the moon landing, a whole bunch of people went back and just listened to that entire audio, and you can just stream it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody at NASA had to listen to all that to make sure there wasn't any classified things going on or whatever.
Maybe. I mean, it's been so long now that whatever they were talking about back then probably isn't, as relevant today.
Yeah.
But there is some crazy things in there where the astronauts are, talking back to Houston and this and that. And they're saying things like, hey, is somebody holding Buzz's cue cards and things like that? Like, they're kind of joking back and forth.
Giving each other shit.
But some people were like, oh, cue cards. Is that like in a studio type of cue cards?
Right,
yeah.
Okay. Dude, I mean, yeah.
That's crazy.
Another little tick that just kind of makes, if anybody's on the fence, like go back and forth.
Yeah.
Man,
I totally think we went, but at the same time, they definitely shot some stuff in a studio. I totally believe that. 100%.
I think you're right, dude.
100%.
I would definitely agree.
And if we kind of look back at what we were talking about in the last podcast, which probably wasn't very clear, we were talking about the Project Horizon, right? And like how we had to get to the moon, and they were wanting to launch all these rockets to the moon, right? And it was just super important for the country that we be the first to the moon,
right?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We definitely shot some stuff in a studio. Totally. 100%. But I totally believe we went to the moon.
Maybe shot a rocket is like a code name for we shot some video in a studio, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into it much, but most people say like, well, you can't pass the Van Halen belt.
Van Halen.
Dude, hey, did you know that Sammy Hagar said that he had alien contact?
What?
Yeah, Sammy Hagar. He says that it's kind of weird because it happened when he was 4, apparently.
Okay.
So he was young, but he said he like had this dream, but then it turned out to be like extremely real. Like he saw these lights, and then he said that information was like being downloaded. He said he felt like there was like a download of information like into his brain. And yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. What were they saying?
I don't know. I'd have to read more into it, but I just kind of skimmed over some stuff, and I was like, what? Sammy Hagar met an alien?
So question, from your memory, did he say that he had like maybe some false memories of like a pirate ship in the sky?
No false memories. He's pretty clear about it. He's pretty clear. He's like...
I've heard a bunch of stories of people that have been abducted that say that when they were kids, they were abducted, maybe like once every 3 months. Mm-hmm. And they always remembered it as dreams, as having like pirate ships floating in the sky.
Ooh, like Peter Pan?
And exactly. But when they were grown up, they did like regression therapy, like hypnosis. And they figured out like, oh no, they weren't pirate ships. They were... Somebody planted like, some information and made them believe that what they remembered was pirate ships.
Whoa.
Isn't that nuts? Crazy. It makes you think about Peter Pan too, right?
It's kind of like when your parents are trying to give you medicine. They're like, it's a choo-choo train.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, dude.
You're like, oh, that choo-choo train tasted like shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Every time, dude. The cherry flavor. And that, dude, I had like one medicine bottle that was cherry flavored my whole childhood. We never ran out of it. So there was only one flavor, bro.
Was your mom like my mom and just added water to it?
Yeah.
And it just kept it going?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, mom always said do that too.
Kept it going.
She's like, it's the same thing.
Yeah. It's the same.
She's like, you already got sick, so like the next time you get sick, you won't be as sick. So you don't need as much medicine.
That's genius.
I was like, okay.
Well, I mean, honestly, what even is in that medicine? I mean, you're not curing it.
Who knows?
You're not gonna. There's no cure to the cold.
More than likely, I just needed more water to begin with. So it's probably just. It's just like you got a little medicine plus the water you needed already.
It's water, and then maybe something to make you go to sleep. That's like a little. I don't know.
Oh god, dude. What else we got on Facebook? Anything else on Facebook?
Let's see how.
What about that arousal canister?
Oh yeah, dude. I need me an arousal canister like real fast.
No, but he does make a good point. Derek posted on that post, and he was basically just talking about how why do we keep sending all this information about us out to something that could potentially be an enemy.
Yeah. It's like sending a sext to a stranger.
Yeah.
You
don't know what's going to happen.
You don't know
how well it's going to be received,
it's
right?
Like going to be it's like a sext and like here's my social security number. And my address.
Yeah.
He has a great point.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Come and find me. Do whatever you wish.
Yeah.
Right? But he was like I think he meant to say aerosol canister full of bacteria or a disease, and that could just wipe us out. But that definitely says arousal canister.
Arousal canister.
And if he meant arousal canister, I want to know where I can get one.
Yeah, I want one.
Right? Yes. Oh, hell, the almighty arousal canister. Yeah. Like, what if they come down here and they do have arousal canisters, and they just take over the world because we're all just so aroused. And we can't do anything else but just be aroused. We're just having a good ass time, and they're like, we're gonna take over this entire planet.
You wouldn't even have to convince anybody. You just spray a little
yeah it's like, all right, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna abduct you. I don't care, I'm just so aroused right now.
Like, I don't know what it is about those big old eyes. You better come over here.
My pants are getting tighter. Let's just say that.
You need bigger pants.
Oh god. I think that's it on Facebook, right?
So.
Was there anything else cool? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Dude,
did we figure out what that image was from?
It's R2-D2 is hanging on the bottom. See where those lights are? Upside down, R2-D2 right there.
What?
Right there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, my God. That's like a little Easter egg?
It's from the movie.
What?
And I nailed it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I nailed it. But I wasn't getting the reference.
R2-D2.
But it is R2-D2 hanging out upside down.
He's like a little bat.
On the ship.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it took me forever.
I freaking love that guy.
And then he posted that picture, and she was also in Harry and the Hendersons.
I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah.
That's a great movie, too. That's another alien movie, dude.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, it's good stuff, dude. But, yeah, it took me forever to figure that picture out.
I didn't get it.
If you guys want to check it out.
He took the photo.
Yeah, no.
I thought it was like your garage or
no, my garage doesn't look that cool. But yeah, if you guys want to know what we're talking about, it's on our Facebook UFO Garage Podcast group. I think he posted in it, or was it just on the page?
That's in our group.
It's in the group.
Yeah.
Go to the UFO Garage Podcast group.
Yeah, and if you go
check it out,
the Facebook, our main Facebook, and there's that button up at the top to visit our group and join our group. So it's like that blue button right there. It's super easy.
Right.
You know, just a little bit of self-promotion.
Yeah, I don't even know how to work our own Facebook, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well, when you're an admin, it doesn't work. It says, like, edit group. So it doesn't work for us.
Oh, right. All right. Well, there you go then.
But,
I'm
dude,
not an idiot.
In other news.
Dun, 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 dun.
We got our first sponsor.
That's right, guys.
Baby. We've been talking about getting a sponsor since episode 1.
Yeah. We've been kind of mowing that idea around in our heads a little bit.
Yeah.
We're like, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
How will we go about this? It seems so very complicated.
Yeah, man. And our first sponsor didn't work out. You know the sponsor I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not going to say it. It's in episode 2 if you want to go listen and figure out what we're talking about.
Yeah, you can hear the sponsor at the beginning of the episode. It'll be like a little Easter egg for those of you who haven't listened to the podcast
also like,
all the way through.
It's like the one episode that has the least listens. I think it's because of the beginning.
But, if we ever made enough money to maybe make our own product, we definitely should, just to spite those people.
Absolutely, dude. I'm so down.
Maybe sell like 100 of them.
Yeah.
And just make it a limited edition thing.
Make them like $1,000 each.
Yeah. UFO Garage Podcast limited edition.
Yeah.
Of those.
Of those, right?
Yeah.
So first sponsor of the UFO Garage Podcast is Abduction 51. It's a company out of the UK.
Yeah.
Abduction51.com. They have some really dope T-shirts. I really like their designs. Like you said, you got 2 of them.
Yeah, I've already ordered 2 of them.
I need to order some. I really like the cowl that's like being held by a little string.
By the string, yes.
And they've got a bunch of like awesome colors too. I like this like green, like this light mint green.
I like
color.
that you can change the colors of the shirts.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
It's super easy.
I got the one
use.
with the hand.
Oh yeah, nice. Oh, that's pretty sick.
And the Tom Lives. That one's funny. Have you seen that shirt?
I don't think. What is that?
It's got the Blink-182 logo.
No way.
It's an alien face, and it has Tom DeLonge's hair.
What?
Yeah, go to the men's in the shirt section. But yeah, Abduction 51 clothing. We're kind of partnered with them now, and if you go to the site, there it is, right there.
Tom Lives. Is that the one?
Yeah. And you see it says
God.
Abduction 51, but that's kind of like the take off your pants and jacket.
Right.
Little logo down
I like
bottom.
the UFO and the pyramid thing.
Yeah, that's
too.
pretty sick.
That's for They've got like this one too. This one, they're all awesome.
That second page is dope. I love all the ones at the bottom.
Sick.
Yeah, guys, go check them out. Yeah. These shirts are dope, and you can change all the colors. They're super cool colors.
Yeah.
They have women's shirts, men's shirts. They have accessories. They've got coffee mugs, handbags, all kinds of stuff, man. This is really, really cool. And hats. Yeah, they got fitted snapbacks, and for the chilly days, beanies.
They got a beanie with a poof on it.
With the poof on top.
I like the poof with the pink alien.
Yeah.
So if you go to to abduction51.com and buy a couple shirts, use our promo code UFO Garage. It's spelled exactly like it sounds.
All one word.
Get 10% off. What? 10%?
10%? 10% off?
Did you say 10%?
10%.
10%.
That's right, guys. UFO Garage. Use the code name UFO Garage. Get 10% off of your purchase.
My God.
Super awesome stuff. I've already ordered 2 shirts.
Yeah. I'm about to get that beanie with the poof. That's too cool,
it's
man.
It's pretty sick. And it comes in 3 different colors.
Wow.
Yeah, all their products come in at least 3 different colors. Sometimes 4. It's pretty awesome.
My God.
Yeah, I love it. And it's such a cool logo, too.
Yeah, it is a really cool logo.
Yeah, man.
I like that their alien head logo is like it's not like the stereotypical one. It's like more elongated a little bit.
Longer.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
I love that baseball, like, kind of.
Yeah, the hat. The hat logo. That's super sick.
It's pretty dope. But yeah, guys, Abduction 51 clothing.
Abduction 51.
Go to abduction51.com.
Use the promo code UFO Garage.
Get 10% off your purchase. Yeah, dude. So I guess in line with abduction, right?
Yes.
I think today's podcast is going to kind of be about abductions.
Let's talk about abductions.
You want to talk about abductions?
We've danced around this subject for a while, but I feel like having one story is kind of the way to go. Like just ease people that haven't heard about. Maybe they're new to this subject, just to learn about like one of the first abduction stories ever.
Right. Yeah. It's one of the first and most notable abduction stories of all time.
What year this happened in?
61, I believe. Yeah. I believe it was 61. Could have been the late 50s, and then late 50s, I believe, and then they started doing regressive hypnosis in 61.
Yeah, it was like years later after they got abducted. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Mr. and Mrs. Barney and Betty Hill.
Betty and Barney Hill, the OGs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love this story, dude.
It's a really cool story, man.
I didn't do a lot of research. I just know a lot about it from like my memory, and I've seen a few documentaries about it. It's just a classic. It's one of the first abduction stories ever, and I don't know. I just love it.
Yeah. So the beginning of the story is, it was a dark, dark night. Dun dun dun. They were driving in from Canada. Old spooky Canada.
All right, I'm not gonna keep doing that. I'm fucking terrible.
Yeah. So anyway, they were driving it back in from Canada. It was a dark night. Obviously, it was dark because
they were
it was
driving
night
from Canada
into New Hampshire.
Okay.
They were coming back, and they were in New Hampshire is when all this happened. It was about 10 o'clock at night. They said they were. Betty said that she had seen this star moving erratically.
Yeah.
Right? And if you listen to her actually talk, or like see an interview of her actually talking about it, she says she was super amped up. She was super stoked about this. Right. She was waving her hand out the window and like waving high and like, hey, and like, come here and this and that. Right.
Yeah.
And they got their wish because this thing started following them. Apparently the thing started following them for about 30 miles down the road.
It's a long way.
It's a long way.
I mean, driving in that old car, that's not very...
They were, Barney seems to be a little more freaked out about this than Betty was.
And he's driving, right?
Right, yeah, he's driving. And so this thing follows him for about 30 miles. And I believe the name of the area they stop off, right? And I think it's called Indian Pass or Indian Hill, Indian Mountain, something like that. They stop off and Barney gets out of the car, and this light, it comes down, starts coming down out of the sky, and it gets so close that Barney sizes this thing up. He says it's about 40 feet. It's about 40 feet across.
Right.
And it gets so close that he can see beings inside of it.
Yeah.
He can see them, and they're all just staring at him, right? And, he says it sounds like, it seems like they're talking to him. They're telling him, hey, it's cool. We're not going to hurt you. Stay where you are. Don't move, right? And telepathically, they're not speaking words, right? They're in a ship that he sees off in the distance, but it's close enough that he can make out the bodies. So this freaks Barney out, right? He's like, nah, fuck that. We're getting the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So he runs back to the car.
Yeah.
And Betty's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And so Barney's like, yo, we're getting out of here. They're going to take us.
I don't feel good about it.
I don't feel good about it.
Totally changes.
I feel like they're going to take us, right? So they start hauling ass. You're driving down the road, and he takes a side road. They say that they started hearing like beeping noises in the car. Right? And as they're driving, then they explain they explained it as a numbing of the mind. Mm-hmm. Right? And so
like they almost not like losing consciousness, but just they didn't really,
things went foggy for a bit, right?
Yeah. It was like a slow progression.
So nothing happens. They're still driving, except for all of a sudden it's 3 hours later.
Yeah.
It's 3 hours later.
They come back into focus, and they look down at their clock or their watch, and it's 3 hours later, and they're still driving.
And they're still driving. Yeah, they're still driving.
That's the weirdest part.
Right. And so they don't know what just happened. They end up getting home. Betty starts doing weird things like packing her suitcase and putting it by the door.
Yes.
You know, Barney starts, checking himself. Making sure everything's like okay. Like they just had these weird urges.
Yeah.
Just
sporadic.
Yeah, sporadic things that they wouldn't normally do. So as time goes on, finally they decide that this is driving them crazy. Barney can't sleep. He doesn't understand what's happening. Betty's a little, loose about it as well. She can't figure out, what's going on. So they end up going to a doctor. They explain to the doctor what's going on, and they put him through regression hypnosis, right?
Well, yeah. Well, he goes to see the doctor just because he just feels weird and like, hey, doctor, like this happened, but I don't know that it has anything to do with how I'm feeling. I just have some like inkling that this has something to do with it. Me and my wife saw this star and something weird happened, and then our minds went fuzzy. I mean, he wasn't like a drinker. He didn't do drugs or anything that. Like when somebody that's like sharp and doesn't do anything like that, they notice when, your mind's like going fuzzy, and then, okay, now it's 3 hours later. It's just like something weird. He's a normal guy. He's a normal.
Apparently he got too close to a hand grenade and blew his teeth out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before all this happened?
Yeah, before all this happened. I guess he must have been in the military or something.
Okay. All right.
But
I didn't know that.
There's an interesting point to why I said that.
Damn, okay. All right.
Yeah, so they go to the doctor and they can't figure it out, right? They're like, what the hell? So finally they get into this regression hypnosis, and they separate the two. The doctor goes through and does the hypnosis. Well, it turns out they both kind of had the same story, right? They were hitting it like just nail on the head. It was almost the exact same story.
In separate locations, separate stories, different rooms.
Different rooms.
Yeah.
Same story.
Yeah.
So they're not together. They're not, Have you ever been hypnotized?
No. And I never want to be. I feel like I'm very susceptible. I would be very susceptible.
Do you really? I feel like you're super.
I think I would be. Yeah.
I feel like I'm the exact opposite.
Really?
Because after high school, after prom, they have like project.
Yeah.
Prom night,
like graduation.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever that is. We had a hypnotist come to the school.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and he was like, "Who wants to be hypnotized?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I do." And I got picked. I got picked with like a group of like 5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
And he was going through, and people started doing crazy things, and he was telling you to, relax your mind, and he did his whole spiel, and he was like, you'll feel your body doing this and that.
Yeah.
And nothing
for you.
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, if you don't feel anything, go ahead and stand up
and get off the fucking stage.
Exactly. So I stand up.
Get the fuck out.
I stand up, and like I'm one of the only ones that stood up. I was like, dude, I'm an asshole because all these other kids are pretending, and I'm being an asshole because I just stood up and walked off stage. Right?
I think half of it is, dude. I think it's like people want other people to succeed, and I think other people are like empathetic to those things and just like being led into something and like wanting to be a part of the show. Whereas I totally see your personality, not like, I'm not just going to like act like an idiot just because you want me to, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not saying that's all of it, but like I think that has a big part to do with
it. Because in the beginning, he was like, you know, like, raise your left hand. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I've raised my left hand. Like, I started going with it.
See? Yeah.
And then, you know, I put it back down and everybody started laughing because everybody on stage raised their left hand. And I was like, I'm not doing this shit. And so, like, I got up and I was like, I just didn't feel it. Sorry. Like, sat back down in the crowd. But, you know, he did his hypnosis thing and all the kids got off stage eventually, and he did something to where later on in the night he would say a word and people would cluck like chickens, some bullshit like that, right? And there was like 3 people that just like got up and started clucking chickens.
I've seen videos of that.
I'm like, whoa, like, are you really hypnotized or are you messing around right now?
Yeah.
Is this total bullshit? Like, you bullshitting me, and I wish you would just be honest, because this like super interests me, and I'm really bummed that I couldn't get hypnotized. Why couldn't you hypnotize me? Right. What's the deal?
Maybe you were doing it and you just didn't realize it.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Okay.
No, definitely was not.
If you're still hypnotized, if I make that noise, you're going to get up right now out of that chair and start
I definitely
dancing
won't.
like a chicken.
I definitely won't. But that's funny that you said that you feel like you'd be super susceptible to that.
I think I would. I don't know. I empathize way too easily. Like, strangers, I don't know. I don't know what that says about me.
Well, it means you're nice. I remember, like, this is not saying I'm a total asshole over here or nothing. But
sorry. Not the empathizing thing, but like being easily subjugated to persuasion. I think I'm pretty susceptible to that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I thought about maybe going to hypnotist to stop smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
And apparently people do that.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people do it and it works. Yeah. My brother did it and it didn't work.
It didn't work.
But I mean, there's a bunch of different hypnotists out there. Maybe some are better than the others.
I just want to be like, can I not smoke as much? Like, as much?
As much.
Can I still smoke? Like, sometimes? Is that going to throw you off? Is that going to throw this whole hypnotist thing off? Because, like, are you that powerful?
Is it all or none?
Yeah. Do I have to quit completely, or can, like, I still have a couple ciggies, like, when I drink some beer with some buddies?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I just like it.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to quit. I've been trying to quit a little bit. But
you could smoke a cigarette in here, but my wife would be kind of mad. You could maybe pull that window up.
I'd be so angry.
So mad.
No.
All right. Anyway, so let's get back to the...
Anyways. Anyway, so they go through...
easy for us to do that.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. So they start remembering things, right? Betty remembers something kind of completely different than Barney. Apparently, Betty was like free. Like, she could walk around, you know. Apparently they took, like, from both of them, they took hair samples, skin samples, nail samples, bodily fluid samples, things like that, right? She says...
Some pee-pee?
Maybe. Maybe. They said that they were super interested in Barney and his skeletal structure. Like, they were all feeling like all up his back and stuff. But they did something to Barney to where Barney couldn't move.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And she thinks it's because he was bigger than her. Right? Okay. He was just bigger. Like, maybe he could have actually done something to them.
Oh, right.
If they wanted to.
And these beings, they describe them as being the typical gray aliens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the small. So, I mean, a creature that's, 4 foot or whatever, they're probably a lot more scared of somebody who's maybe 6. I don't know. I don't know how tall he was, but
he seems like a pretty big dude,
in the photos, yeah.
So they made it to where he couldn't move, right? And they were telepathically communicating with him, but to her, they were speaking English. They were talking. They were actually talking with her.
In her head, or
no, like verbally. They were actually talking like to her. She said it was a little bit like broken English, but it was still English.
You take pants off?
Maybe. Yeah.
What is shoes?
What?
Man, coming through with damn shit.
God damn it, dude. So they were speaking English to Betty, right?
Yeah.
She says, where am I? And they start kind of laughing like, you don't know where you are, right? And they show her this map.
Laughing, wow.
Yeah. They she said they were kind of nice, like they were just chit-chatting, and like she wanted to go back, like it wasn't a big deal to her almost. She was excited. And so they end up showing her this map.
Yeah, I remember that part.
The map was a star system.
Yeah.
So they said that the heavy lines were where they traveled to very frequently. And then there was kind of some thinner lines where they would travel frequently or just travel sometimes. And then there was lines with dots where they could go, but they didn't really visit these areas too often.
Okay.
Well, apparently, our solar system, our sun, was on that map.
Okay.
And
was it a dot or?
No, it wasn't a dot. It was a lighter line. Okay. So they didn't come here super often, but they came here enough to, back and forth. And they called them trade routes.
Ooh.
Right? They called
interesting.
them. Yeah, they called them trade routes. And so in this star map, come to find out, this was in 61 that they started doing this therapy.
Yeah. And this was years later after that event.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't immediately.
Right. Yeah. So this happened to them, and then in 61, then they went to the doctor. Well, after all this stuff happened, the doctor said, if you remember anything later on down the road, just draw it on a piece of paper. Well, Betty draws this star map on a piece of paper, right? This is in 61, maybe we'll say 63, 64, something.
Yeah.
A couple years later, she sits down and she draws this map. In 1969, a professor from Ohio gets this paper and is like,
where's this? I've never seen this before.
This is something interesting.
Yeah.
And so the professor, she gets a hold of, she learns how to draw star maps because she wants to know where this fits in. But from Betty's perspective and where she was and where she saw the star map, it's not going to look like how it would look from our perspective here on Earth.
Right.
This star map, she created a model, and turns out that this is the star system of Zeta Reticuli 1.
From the perspective of Zeta Reticuli.
From the perspective of those stars.
Which is
Zeta
a celestial...
Reticuli 1 and Zeta Reticuli 2.
Yeah.
And so it's from that perspective.
Which is not visible by...
You can't see it from here.
Yeah.
And there's no
the
way...
naked eye. You can see it with a telescope, but not with the naked eye, right?
You can see it, right. But the way that the map is... It's not from our perspective, so you can still see those stars, but you would have to completely
Can you
look
see
at
it. Wait, is Zeta Reticuli within the Orion?
I believe it's in the southern hemisphere.
Okay, all right.
I think I may be completely wrong.
Yeah,
we can all Google.
Yeah.
It though,
anyway,
right?
So what you're saying is it's from the perspective of
Zeta Reticuli.
So it's a totally different star map. It does not make sense to us.
Even if you could see the stars, which you can. That constellation wouldn't exist, right? Not from our perspective. So she made this model and she kind of changed the angle and the views. It matched up perfectly with Betty's drawing.
Whoa.
Now, before we even discovered this, how could Betty have drawn this picture?
She's not,
She's not an astronomer.
Yeah.
She's not scientific. I think she volunteered a lot. She did a lot of volunteer work in the community, right? And, Betty and Barney were...
She wasn't into stars or anything, right?
They were also an interracial couple in the 50s. Mm-hmm. So, that's kind of a big thing on, why would they want to draw that much attention to themselves?
That's another... that's a big point. It's why would they... It was already in that time period,
But it was that big of a deal to them that they had to do something. It was driving them crazy.
Yeah.
It was totally driving them crazy. But that to me is one of the biggest things is how was she able to come up with that map?
Right.
You know, when scientists hadn't even discovered it yet.
Yeah.
It took another, 5 years and somebody to be like, oh, those stars look familiar. I'm going to make a model.
Right.
Of this area of the sky and see what happens.
Right. I'm just, for some reason, this might be a little off topic, but the Betty and Barney Hill story was told in that History Channel show, Project Blue Book. Yeah. And they totally botched that. That is not the story at all, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole scene where he pulls out a gun in the office, that never happened.
That didn't happen.
He never even went to a military facility. Yeah. As far as we know, I guess.
But they did, Betty did call the Air Force Base.
Oh, really?
They called the Air Force Base, and the Air Force confirmed that they picked up this craft on the radar, and it was confirmed by Major Paul W. Henderson of the Air Force. They confirmed it with her.
Shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that's nuts.
So that's another big thing is that
I love that, like, back in those days, I feel like maybe some small town Air Force bases were just like,
yeah, we saw some weird shit too.
Yeah, they would answer the phone and be like, yeah, dude, like, we totally saw that. That's crazy.
Yeah, before there was all this protocol and things like
all
that.
The protocol, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Totally. I mean, it's pretty crazy, but I found that extremely interesting. Yeah, the two biggest things is that star map and then the Air Force also confirming that they caught this thing on their radar as well.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it seems like one of the more plausible like abduction stories that I've heard. I've heard a few, like the Stan Romanek story. I don't know if you've heard about that. There's a documentary on Netflix called...
Is he the one that caught them all on camera and stuff?
Yeah.
And they're like looking in his window.
Yeah, dude. The Netflix documentary is called Extraordinary.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And there's a new one coming out. It's called Extraordinary: The Seeding, coming out September 3rd. Oh. And I'm stoked to see that. But anyway, that's another abductee story that I've heard that sounds pretty plausible. Like there's another... somebody in that documentary said, even if only 10% of his story is true... That's pretty phenomenal. Like, there's something to that. Even if 10% of Betty and Barney Hill's story is plausible, like,
if 1% of that story is true,
that too,
it kind of blows everything else out of the water.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, so you saw a craft,
right?
The rest of it was horse shit, but you saw a craft with bodies in it.
Yeah,
like, that's pretty, pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Definitely pretty incredible.
Dude, it makes me think of that, the Turkey, the really famous UFO video. It's like, it's one of the best UFO videos out there. And it's like from the or maybe early 2000s. But it's in Turkey. It's like, it's called, if you just Google the Turkey UFO video, it's like the most clear photo or video ever. And it's like an 8-minute long video. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
It's over the ocean. Dude, we could watch it right now if you want to.
Let's check it out.
Because you could see beings in the window of the craft.
Crap.
Dude, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Dude, let's watch it. Even if we have to edit this part out, like, we should watch it really quick.
Or we can just fast forward it and talk about it. And then we'll take this video and we'll put it up on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And then you guys can see it too. Yeah. We'll kind of talk our way through it.
Dude, so what shows in the video is, this guy is... on the so Cumbergaz Turkey UFO video, UFO all footage stabilized. What shows is this guy's on a beach in Turkey, and he's looking off to the left, and he just sees these lights, and he zooms in. He has this like amazing camera for once, like, thank God. He has a nice camera, and he zooms in so far. I mean, this thing looks like it's, maybe a mile off the coast.
Whoa, that's pretty crazy.
Maybe not a mile, but so this is a stabilized version. Have you not seen this?
Yeah, I have seen this. I thought this was like I thought this was in the United States somewhere. And there's like 3 of them.
Yes, there's three beings you can see in the front of this.
Dude, yes, I didn't realize that this was in Turkey.
Yeah, so I did some research this past week actually on it because it kind of resurfaced in the stuff I was looking at on Reddit.
4 a.m. June 22nd, 2007.
2007, yeah.
Nice.
So there's this whole. There's only really one blog post about this guy trying to debunk this video, and what he says is that it's the captain's quarters of a cruise liner, like a cruise ship. But there's these people that did a counter debunk that did all the math and the angles and like where the camera was from sea level to the distance from the ocean line, and it's way taller way higher in the sky than a cruise ship would be. So totally, I mean, if anybody out there that's seen this and is already thinking like, oh, it's been debunked, well, it hasn't. There's just been one guy that looked into it.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, like, I mean, this video, it's one of the longest, most clear videos. So this one, I can't remember. So I just fast forwarded to like 6:30, and you can kind of see some big heads. You see that?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like big heads. I don't know. Sorry, I burped.
Dude, that's pretty cool though.
But yeah, those are the lights. So see the horizon there, the ocean? And that's like somebody claiming that's how tall a cruise liner would be. But if you do the math, somebody did the math, and that's like way taller.
Yeah, from that distance.
That distance, exactly.
So is that at nighttime?
So it's at nighttime.
And then so the previous footage looked like daytime.
Yeah, this looked like daytime for sure. So this is 5 a.m. So this is, I mean, it started at 4.
Okay, I see.
And now it's 5, so it's like an hour long he's been videoing.
Yeah.
So now I guess it goes back to 2:20 a.m.
That's pretty cool.
So, I mean, that looks I don't know what to make of it, but it looks really legit.
Yeah, that's interesting for sure. Yeah, we'll post that on the Facebook page.
Yeah, this is dope.
That's pretty sweet.
But you can kind of see little beings in there. Anyway.
Yeah, I've seen that in a documentary. And then they kind of change the lighting on it, and they zoom in like real close. And you can like count them. It looks like there's one in the middle, and then 2 on the sides.
Yeah, dude. So, dude, this brings me to an epiphany that I had earlier. I told you about it earlier. I said I wanted to wait until we started the podcast. Yeah. We were chatting before. So maybe you'll be able to answer this. So, this isn't like I've thought a lot about it. I just had this idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So bear with me. Okay. In a what we know of or what we've heard other people describe UFOs and how they work is that they create a gravitational field around them, and then you just kind of fall downhill as gravity is created in front of them and whatever. So you're in this field that not even like radio signals or like bullets can get through because it just bends around.
Yeah.
So what happens on the inside of that craft? There's chairs. We know there's chairs from what Bob Lazar says. There's like 3 chairs. So how do they sit down if there's no gravity on the inside of the craft?
I think...
Where does the gravity pull towards for them to even...
I think your gravity stays the same.
But where's the gravity coming from if it's not a large mass? Because only way we know how to make gravity or observe gravity is from mass, like large amounts of mass.
Right.
But if you're in an envelope of your own gravity, then there is no point of gravity. It's not up, down, sideways, left or right. Like there is no up or down if it's all around you. I don't know. Well, does that make sense?
Yeah. So Bob says that it comes from the those canisters that are in the lower level, right? There's like 3 canisters, and then they radiate it. The element 115.
So it's pushing down though.
But
it's emitting gravity.
It's directional. So whatever direction you need to go, you got to make sure you point it in that direction.
So if you're inside,
it's pulling you. And we're thinking of it like it's pushing you up off the ground, but it's actually pulling you. You point that in a direction.
Right. So if you're sitting in a chair and there's no straps or anything, you would just kind of float around, right? Like you wouldn't be sitting in a chair like we're sitting in chairs right now because the gravity's pulling us down into the chair. What would be the purpose of a chair if there's no directional gravity inside the craft? That's where I'm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Am I repeating myself?
No, it makes sense, but I think there is still gravity, right? Your gravity stays the same, but when you activate this bubble, you're manipulating gravity around you.
So the Earth's gravity still affects you, but what if you're away from Earth and there's no gravity? So you're in space and you're still following this gravitational bubble.
Well, that's our issue, is that we can't create artificial gravity. That's the whole point. So even astronauts in the space station, yeah, they're floating around and they got to go in that little circle thing and run on the treadmill, and they can run on it because they're kind of creating their own gravity. And it's like spinning, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, you can kind of create gravity. Fake, it's artificial because you're spinning, but not actual. It's just centrifugal.
But yeah, like in the movies and stuff, you can't hit a button and you guys all sit back down in your seats.
Right. So how does it work on inside of an alien craft?
So they're probably using that same technology, just more locally inside the craft. I'm sure there's different levels of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not at like full tilt all the time.
Yeah.
They probably bring that gravity down, and use it as needed, So it's always on, which is creating gravity to them, right?
Yeah.
So you have your own set of rules, your own gravity in the ship at all times because you have that technology, right? It's always being radiated. So you always have the gravity. But the more and more you amp it up, the bigger and bigger that bubble comes. So your gravity's staying the same. It's just manipulating outside gravity now. That's what I would assume.
Okay.
I mean, we're just Dr. Scientists.
Dr. Scientist!
So, what do we know, right? But
I don't know.
That's what I would assume.
Yeah,
I would assume that if they're manipulating gravity... why wouldn't they have figured out how to have gravity inside their own ship?
So yeah, that's my thing, is that if they're so advanced, they would figure out, okay, we need a if there's 3 gravitational emitters, then there has to be one little tiny one that keeps them in their butts in their seats.
Just keeps them where they're,
maybe everybody has one like in their space seat.
Maybe.
Keeps their butt to the seat.
Or maybe that's what they're sitting around. There's the thing in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Right? So they decide, okay, we're going to go here. But maybe it's their own little gravity inside,
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Anything, dude, like you said, if they could figure out how to make gravity, then they could figure out how to sit in seats in the craft.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was my idea.
That's a good point.
Wasn't that kind of an interesting, like, haven't heard anybody else ask that question.
When we go to UFO Congress,
we should ask
You need to ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand up and...
I'll be too nervous. I'll be like, there's seats in my... There's gravity!
Yes. George Knapp is going to be like, no.
No.
No. We're like, okay, thank you, Mr. Knapp.
Thank you, Dad. I mean, Mr. Knapp.
Sit down.
Like, call him Dad.
Like, all sit down, all shaking, like we high five.
Yes. No, we high five like 15 times in a row. Like,
yes, you did it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun, dude.
I'm so stoked.
So locally, there's gonna be a little a UFO festival in San Antonio.
Yeah, we gotta go.
I'm totally down. We should go to that because it's the weekend before we leave.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like August 31st, right? And then,
dude, let's do it.
First is Sunday. Second is
it outside? Is
Monday.
It like in the sun? Or do you think it's inside?
I mean, probably. Man, I think it's outside.
San Antonio's too hot, dude.
Oh, come on.
Austin's too hot.
All right,
I'll go. Fine.
I'm sure there's some shade trees.
Fine.
But it's free. It's free. You could just go and hang out with people who are all like, yeah, aliens, UFOs. Hey, man. And there might be some cool speakers there.
I'm down. Yeah.
I'm totally down to go.
Let's do it.
Because then that Monday is Labor Day or Memorial Day?
I think
it's one of those days.
I think it's Labor Day.
we get that day off.
Labor Day, yeah.
Yeah. So Monday we're off. Tuesday we'll go to work. Mm-hmm. Wednesday we fly out, dude. We fly out to Arizona.
That's gonna be the That's gonna be the dopest week ever. I'm probably not gonna go to work on Tuesday.
It's gonna be sick
if we get Monday off.
You're just gonna be so excited. Like, I can't even do my work,
dude. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that.
What I want to figure out is if we can look up like a ley line map and figure out like the most optimal spot to go in Sedona. If it's not like a 5 mile walk, then we should figure. I don't know. I want to figure out try to hedge our bets.
Are you not a big hiker? I'm getting that feeling from you, dude, that you're not a big hiker.
I'm not a big hiker.
You don't even like to be outside.
Well, not when
apparently.
It's hot. It's too hot, man. It's 105 today.
I know.
My sweat was
It's hard for me to sympathize with people because I'm just used to it, dude. I work outside all day long. I'm outside from 6 a.m. till damn 5 p.m. But when you do that though, when you are outside all day, dude, the beauty of a shade tree is ridiculous because you can really actually tell the difference. The degrees. But for you're outside, you're like, fuck, it's hot. You go stand under a tree and you're like, great, it's hot still. And there's just shade.
Now I'm just under a tree. And a bird might shit on my head.
To me, I can tell the difference. It's pretty cool. But it's cool though because whenever you go up in the when you're up there, it's super windy.
Dude, yeah. Okay, so hiking in Sedona, I'll be uncomfortable, but I'm not going to bitch about it. Yeah. I'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
It's going to be so epic.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
You're like, this might be a little bit hot, but Sedona in September is pretty sweet.
I'll wear a big hat.
When we were there, it was 50s at night, and then during the day, it was in the 80s.
Love that.
Yeah, so September is going to be beautiful.
Okay,
it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, you're gonna really enjoy Sedona. Hey, by the way, if anybody knows anything about the vortex spots, or Ben was saying, a little map, the ley lines, hit us up. Let us know because that'd be super cool. I know that they have maps that you can get around the area.
Yeah.
And it'll show you kind of where the vortex spots are.
Yeah.
But dude,
if anybody knows and has been out there and has maybe seen some weird shit or maybe even has a favorite spot, that'd be cool. Just reach out to us. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Because even
maybe Josh has, dude. Joseph. My bad.
Joseph, yeah. But yeah, dude. Maybe we can find something. It'd be pretty cool. And then in the evening time, maybe we can try and vector some aliens, dude.
Some lasers, dude.
Did you get a new battery yet?
Oh, I've got plenty of batteries.
Oh, you got plenty of batteries.
It was going to take too long for me to change them out a couple weeks ago.
That's awesome, dude.
I remember at the end, I was like, so you guys want to check out this laser?
And then womp, womp, womp. You've been playing with it too damn much.
I know, man.
Jeez, man.
So fun.
I can't imagine how much you've been playing with it that you ran out of batteries.
I took it to Anahuac, my brother's house, and he has a bunch. His cat had kittens, so we were playing with all the kittens in the backyard. Dude, it was so fun.
Lighting their tails on fire with a high-powered astronomy laser. You point at different galaxies with that bitch, and you're pointing it at the cat.
Dude, you know what I want to do?
No.
You know what I want to do when the sun goes? If you're here still, if the sun goes down, but so we can see the Frost Tower from my backyard. I want to shine the light, the laser of the Frost Tower, and see what happens, dude.
That'd be pretty cool.
Wouldn't that be sick? I just want to see what happens.
Have you shined it at a mirror and let it just reflect all over the damn room?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I think lasers are
when you play with it, does it kind of feel like you can almost touch it? You
honestly,
can almost feel it?
Yes.
It's weird, dude. It's almost like if you light a lighter and you run your finger over the top of it.
Yeah.
You're not touching the flame, but you can feel that energy off the flame.
I would love to do a test because I would say we should do a test. Let's close our eyes and one of us will have a 10-second countdown and we could point it on you or not, and then we could you could say if I shown it on you. So it's like literally a blind study. Because I swear to God, I feel it, bro.
I feel like I can feel it too.
I can too.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
It's like it feels like static. It's like I don't know. It doesn't burn. It's just I don't know. I can tell.
Well, maybe the that long ass Stephen Greer meditation video.
Yeah,
we just YouTube it, right, and just set it down so we don't have to like meditate on our own. And just let the video play as we meditate. Just like they would be like if you were out there with him.
Yes,
right? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Cool. Dude, speaking of Stephen Greer, that video you sent me. Oh yeah, I don't want to talk about the podcast because the podcast he was on because I don't know. I dislike the.
They were fucking annoying.
I dislike the so fucking annoying. Guys.
And we're not alone, dude.
The host of the pod.
If you look down in the comment
it's
section,
all hate.
Everything was like, you assholes, be quiet, stop interrupting. You have somebody like Greer on, let him talk. Dude, and even people were like, I don't even like Stephen Greer, but you guys are dicks. Like, it was so bad.
It was so really rude. Like, to have somebody of his stature even think about going on that type of podcast is amazing to me. I'd love to have him on our podcast. Yeah, but it would make way more sense.
I feel like those dickheads would ruin it. And he's like, I'm never doing this again.
Oh, I meant Stephen Greer coming onto our podcast.
Yeah, on our podcast. But I'm saying like because he would like accept a podcast like that,
they probably like, ruined podcasts for him.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, I don't know if I want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So now it'd be hard for somebody like us who would actually pay attention.
Yeah. I mean, I know I make jokes during this podcast, but I would never interrupt the man and fucking like be like sometimes those guys are just being degrading and like rude, like making fun of him to his face.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, I think
huge
so too.
Difference. I feel like they were a little rude. But.
Yeah, I would, dude. But it was what Stephen Greer had to say was pretty dope. He handled it well. The situation
he did.
He handled it really well. He was kind of like that cool uncle where like he knows. Like, we're being annoying, but he's like, all right, y'all want to know something? All right,
yeah.
I'll name some names. Dude, the everything he was saying about, he actually dropped the names like the Bush administration and like the creation of the CIA. What he said, what you sent me was the exact time period or the timestamp where he's talking about the black budget deep state cabal that's like the underlying government that's not our government that just works in the shadows, and he was naming names that were those people were a part of it. It totally fucking makes sense.
It's kind of crazy because we've always talked about like like what if Tom kind of got into some shit, right?
I've been saying it since the beginning. Like I've loved Tom DeLonge, and I'm so stoked when anything new comes out.
I think what they're doing is great.
I think what they're doing is great too. But what side is he on?
But because he does say that he was kind of like maybe mentoring him or something. He
mentioned it. Yeah,
he alluded to the fact that
he said I used to teach this kid. I used to talk to this kid.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, well, man, now.
You know him as Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge.
Yes, I didn't know that.
And then he hooked up with these other guys, and they kind of took over from there.
Yeah.
But that's as he was talking about how, this deep state was, that's running all this stuff, he even, talked about, Wernher von Braun. And
on his deathbed.
Yeah, and on his deathbed, how he said that, a false alien invasion will happen, and that'll be, basically what starts like the next World War.
It's or the last...
The takeover of the government.
The last false flag event that leads up to one world order.
Right. And now we get to where, it's a History Channel show. The news is talking about it. It's starting to get into people's minds that there are aliens and UFOs. And, I've kind of seen something on this. People are kind of...
My buddies have a podcast about aliens.
They're starting to kind of wake up about it. And what would it take for the government to just say, oh, yeah, it's invading aliens, and people would just hop on board because they haven't studied it. They haven't looked into it. They haven't researched it.
Exactly.
That would be one of the easiest things to sway the world public on. Yeah. I think is an invasion.
Cuban missile crisis, dude. It's the next 9/11. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's gonna be big.
It's gonna be an inside job, and it terrifies me, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Yeah, it's pretty scary because if they're not here to do that, right? Which we talked about this before. How there's different species. We talk about the 9 craft that Bob saw. Well, all these craft aren't from the same species. They're from different species.
Yeah.
These are 9 different crafts from 9 different species.
So, real quick, the head of defense from Britain, the dude that went off, I can't remember his name, but he had like that whole press conference a few years back. He's a blonde dude, old white dude.
I forget his name.
Yeah, but he said a number. There was 9 species that were currently visiting Earth, and some people say different numbers. Some people say that there's up to like 30 different species.
But this is what I can tell you that I know.
Yeah,
is definitely 9.
Right. So anyway, sorry. So you're saying there's at least 9 craft that we have.
Right. So yeah, maybe some are bad, right? Maybe some are good, right? And we've talked about that before. But for your own, even Greer was saying, like people always say, oh, well, the government knows about this when, the government couldn't find their own head. You know what I'm saying? Like if it wasn't attached to their body,
dude, they don't,
like how they don't know anything.
Yeah.
It's this compartmentalized, organized structure off the books.
Yeah.
Doesn't have an account. They just do shit. Right?
Security clearance is like 30 levels above the president.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
President doesn't know anything.
Like the president can't even ask questions like, hey, where's this money going?
Because he's just a temporary employee.
Yeah, sorry, sir, you can't ask those questions. Like, you're not allowed to even step foot on this base, let alone ask us where the money goes. Like,
yeah.
But I know we sound to somebody listening to this that has no idea. This sounds really crazy, but if you do the research and not just listen to us talk,
right,
you will find that, and that's the whole thing.
And you can look at the Wilson document, Admiral Wilson, right? That's one thing where that's his job, is to know about everything top secret.
Yes,
he goes to this retrieval program, and they basically tell him to take a hike that's above your pay grade. Yeah. You don't need to know about this.
This is happening. Okay, it's true. Like,
it's happening.
It's not a conspiracy theory anymore. Those days are over.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The Pentagon released it,
Yeah,
and I think maybe the government, right, is releasing this because they don't know any better. They're like, well, we're getting all this information. I guess we might as well tell people.
Which part?
All of it. Just anything.
Well, the government hasn't released anything about like, hey, we have all like $37 trillion that we can't account for.
No, not
that's done by
not that type of stuff. But the fact that there are craft, right, and that there are technologies that are way out of what we have.
Yeah,
they've acknowledged all that stuff.
Right.
The Navy said, we deal with this stuff all the time. The Air Force has said, we've seen a lot of crazy stuff. It's time to come clean.
Yeah,
we see this all the time.
I also think this shadow government is only using our official public government as their their spokesperson.
Yeah.
So maybe the government has really no fucking clue.
No clue.
But a group does know about it, and they're only letting the government know certain things, and they're like, okay, yeah, you can post that because it actually falls in line with our agenda that we're cooking up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. We are preparing for this one world government takeover with a false
don't you know,
invasion.
Do you question, do you think, so say this all plays out, this false flag event happens, people freak out, then this new government called, let's say, the Peanut Gallery, and it's not America, it's not China, it's not Japan, it's not India, it's not Africa, it's the Peanut Gallery comes in and says, all right, I know y'all want to get along. Well, we can save you because we have the technology to save you. And now, but you have to like bow down. You have to bend the knee.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's not even going to be America. It's going to be the Peanut Gallery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You'll be sectioned off into districts.
District 8, bro.
Yep. Yeah, dude. No, I can.
Was it District 9? I can't remember.
Completely subscribe to that theory, 100%. Man, like, yeah, people give Greer so much shit. Right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
they give him so much shit, but if
he's just kind of a goofy guy, but I fucking love him. Like, yeah, I love him.
Yeah, hey, some things he says, I'm like a little suspect about it, right? But you know, it's like, dude, if he's on to something and he's telling the truth, like, holy crap, we're in for it, dude. Like, there's nothing we could really do.
I think it would happen so fast that no one would even have a chance to protest. Like, it would not be...
Well, people wouldn't be educated enough on the subject to even know what to protest or how to protest. They would be so scared that they're like, government, please, yes, take care of me. Take care of me.
Save us.
It's a false invasion, but the public, it's like, oh my God, we're having an invasion. You know, what do I do?
Dude, so I just thought of this ad. It's an ad by the Air Force, I believe, or maybe it's the Marines, but it's a legit, videoed.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Dude, maybe it was for a movie, but it's so well done, and it's legit, like, it's the Marines or the Air Force, but it's like...
They're asking the father, about how he feels about his daughter being, you know, in the what isn't it, the Space Force?
Yes, or I don't know, but it's not the Space Force,
Space Corps, or something. I can look it up,
but he like the guy says, when my daughter fought against the alien invasion, I was so proud, you know, and now we're just, you know, living in the glory. I don't know what it was, but dude, I should look. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's pretty crazy, but they do say that.
I wanna edit here because I want to get my laptop and plug it in.
Okay,
and then play that so they can hear the audio.
Do it. Yeah, totally. Cool. We'll be right back after these messages.
Well, now you have to do messages.
Oh, man. Well, then, if we're going to do messages, then we're brought to you by Abduction 51 Clothing. Yeah, go to abduction51.com and pick out your favorite t-shirt, or your favorite beanie, or your favorite handbag, or your favorite socks, or your favorite coffee mug. The options are really endless, and you can pick all this stuff in 3 or more different colors. Pretty sweet. And don't forget to use the promo code UFO Garage to get 10% off of your purchase. Yeah, that's not bad.
That was really good.
Pretty good messages.
That was actually fucking perfect.
Pretty good messages. Yeah. Well, dang, man. I used to know this old guy, and he would always be down at the local bar, down on the drag, and he went by the name of T-Rex. And that's what he called himself. He called himself T-Rex. And like anytime he would have to like get up or leave, he'd be like, "Hey man, I'll be right back after these messages." And like he would just leave, and then he would come back. It's so funny.
Be back after these messages.
Hey T-Rex, man, if you're still out there, man, and if you're listening, man, what's up, brother? How are you doing?
That's amazing.
T-Rex is cool. Did you find it, dude?
No, I feel like it's gonna take a little bit.
Oh, dude, we don't have very many messages. Actually, you can go to UFOGaragePC.com and check out our merchandise. We've got the Come and Take Us shirts. They come in all sizes, but they only come in one color right now. They only come.
Oh, no. There's a bunch of different colors.
Oh, you can do different colors?
It's just like it's hard to see them. Like Abduction 51 does a better job of like selecting. You could like preview the color, but there's like 20 different colors of that shirt you can get. Just don't get the black one because it's gonna be black on black. So you're not gonna be able to see it.
All right. Well, yeah, there you go. Well, they come in many different colors. Yeah, go to UFOGaragePC.com and check it out. Sorry, no promo code for that one. But still pretty sweet shirts, and they're extremely comfy.
All right, I found it.
You found it?
Oh, shit.
Oh, dude.
All right. No. Unlock.
Loading error? Is it working?
Oh, shit. It's not playing.
What happened? Oh, man. What if they're blocking it? They don't want people to know about it.
That's it though.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Did you find it on YouTube?
iSpot TV. That's the only place it's available. Cool. iSpot TV. Oh, here we go. No, it's still on iSpot TV. Hello.
It's playing. You just can't get audio.
I mean, oh, that's why. I'm an idiot.
So you don't worry about.
So dumb. That's not even the whole thing, too. Okay.
All right.
Come on.
I can't hear anything.
Bitch!
You're teasing the listeners. Well, go to UFOGaragePC.com and also check out abduction51.com for your favorite t-shirts. I don't know how many more ads I can do, man.
Not at all. She's a born leader.
All right, hold on. I'll just play it through the freaking speakers.
Were you surprised when your daughter enlisted?
Not at all. She's a born leader. I know I've been taking orders from her since she was 5 years old.
So you don't worry about her?
Of course I worry about her. I fought in the war in 96. I know what those things are capable of. But I know what my daughter is capable of.
Did you see that?
And
Yeah.
I know this planet is safer because she's defending it.
So in this ad, it shows a newspaper that says
I know this planet
it says aliens defeated.
96. I know.
Victory, aliens defeated in the background, and it actually does like a little zoom in on it.
That's crazy.
Which is really weird.
Yeah,
And it's a U.S. Army.
Yeah, it's an Army commercial.
Army commercial,
Dude,
bro.
that's that subliminal.
And you can't find it on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's only on that one.
That's crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So I mean, okay, yeah, maybe that it could be for a movie, dude. Honestly, it could be for a movie,
Maybe like Independence Day or something.
something like that. Yeah, but I don't know.
Did you
Hopefully, it's not. I don't
Did you
think
see
it
the
is.
second Independence Day?
Yeah, it was really good.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was
I
good.
caught the end of it, and I was like, I don't know if I would have liked this if I watched the full thing.
It's only good because the first Independence Day was good.
Okay,
It's not a great movie by itself. It's just like everything's everything's member berries. Hey, member?
Yeah.
Member Independence Day? Like,
Member? Yeah.
Member Chewbacca again? It's just everything, dude. Same thing with like. I mean, have you been to the movies lately?
Yeah.
Dude, it's Toy Story, Aladdin, Lion King, and fucking little like. It's no original content is coming out.
It's just,
at all.
Yeah, it's just what our childhood was.
It's all member berries, dude.
It's pretty crazy. Man. But it'd be like, to me, it doesn't seem like it'd be hard to make original content. Like come up with a cool ass story that nobody's, like.
There's very creative people out there. I think that I think there's a lot of very creative scripts out there too. But I think the movie industry is so greedy that they want to bank on making that dollar bill.
Yeah,
dude.
that hit.
They know that that's why there's so many fucking superhero movies.
Yeah,
it's never gonna end.
Yeah, and now they're getting into like a new section of them. So now that all the Avengers and the Thors and Iron Mans and Hulks and stuff are done,
I'm over.
Now they're gonna move on to another section of superheroes.
I mean, I did watch some of the Avengers movies, and like the last one, Endgame, was pretty good. I mean, they're all good.
They're good. Yeah,
but
totally.
Dude, like I want some original ideas.
Yeah.
But the studios, bro, they just got to bank on because they know they're gonna make their nut on that. Whatever.
But yeah, like we were talking about Harry and the Hendersons. Nobody's making a movie like that. Nobody's making an Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah. Nobody's making a Howard Duck.
Nobody's making Tremors.
Oh,
right? Dude, like those are all such kick-ass movies.
Yes.
Nobody's making a Wayne's World. Nobody's doing cool shit like that anymore. They may like make a Wayne's World, like another Wayne's World. Probably not. And
man, I hope they don't.
I hope that they didn't either. But if they did, they would get my money because I'm a huge Wayne's World fan.
Yeah, I would definitely see it. Did you see the other Dumb and Dumber movies?
Yes.
What do you think?
They were dumb and dumber. Like they were stupid. I laughed through them because
they're pretty funny.
It's just what to expect. You know what I'm saying? But when you first saw Dumb and Dumber, you were like,
totally
holy shit.
Yeah. They just don't. Okay, I get it. The culture's different. Mm-hmm. People's humor is a little different. I don't know, man. I want some like creative new ideas out there.
Yeah, totally.
That's why I don't go to the movies, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
I might as well just stay home. I'm just gonna stay home and rent it on Netflix.
Yeah, there's nothing crazy coming out anymore.
I mean, okay, Avatar. There's like 4 new Avatar movies.
The Airbender?
Gonna see the no.
Oh,
dude, the only good Airbender shows is from the Nickelodeon animated. That was the movie. I never even saw the movie because I heard it was so bad. The live action one.
Yeah,
but the cartoon version was fucking dope.
Somebody was saying the only live actions that they wanted to see remade was like Atlantis, like the Disney Atlantis movie.
Oh, I love that movie. That's a great movie.
How that would be a cool movie to redo.
Dope.
And then, what was that other one where it was like it was real steampunk and it had like those flying blimps with like bat wings on it. Damn it, I can't think of it. Something Treasure. Was it Treasure Island? But it was like a steampunk version of it or something.
Dude, it's all clicking, but
you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Something like that would be cool.
That would be
like a live action version of that.
I know.
Would be pretty sweet.
What movie was that? Dang it.
But
I want to see
then it's just remaking it again. You just remade it.
Yeah, maybe. I want to see a live action version of Fievel Goes West.
That'd be hilarious. Somewhere out there. Yeah. This is crazy, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, but
I think we could write a movie.
We should.
I actually okay. I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
I started on an idea. It started out as a short story.
Okay.
But it has to do with aliens, and if you didn't already guess that, it's the one thing that I'm interested in.
So would it be an original idea? Then?
Totally original.
Totally original.
Okay. Totally original.
Okay.
I'll tell you about it later.
That'd be pretty sweet.
After we get off the podcast, because I'm a terrible, terrible writer.
I'm awful at it too. I'm so bad at writing. I'm always like, "Hey, what's up?" Today's story is gonna be, "Hey."
You're like, period.
Yeah,
and then you start again. Hey.
Oh yeah. Also, commas like in the wrong spots. There's just like I don't use any other punctuation other than commas. There's like 50 commas in like one paragraph. Like my teacher would always like there would be like little red X's all over my papers, and there would be like too many commas.
You're not supposed to put the comma inside the O, Joe.
Or what is the thing called, the ...
the ellipses.
Yeah, I would be like, and then ... I forgot.
Oh yeah.
Sit back in your favorite chair, grab your favorite drink, and enjoy my story.
It's like already like a paragraph.
Yeah. And I haven't said anything yet. Yeah, no, man, I was pretty good. I was pretty good at bullshitting though. Like if I ever had to write a paper, I would bullshit it.
I was pretty good at coming up with like wacky ideas, and like I would always get like good grades only because like I mean, it was always like great ideas.
Yeah.
Also fix everything.
Yeah. Just
fucking read.
My papers. The only reason they would pass is because they would be creative.
Yeah.
Or like just fun to read.
Same.
Because I'm sure everybody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try my hardest on this." And like, as a teacher, dude, I would assume that would get so boring,
so old. Yeah.
Like people trying to perfect something that they know nothing about.
Yeah.
But then come along somebody like me or you, and we're just riffing it all the way through.
Wait.
And also and then because of
but wait, there's more.
And furthermore.
Anyways, so.
And I think that may have been a good hyperbole.
What?
Yes, dude.
And then there was aliens.
We had to do like a Renaissance. We had like a Renaissance theme in high school.
Okay.
And The only reason I passed is because she let me do Merlin. And she was like
write a story about Merlin?
Well, yeah, it was like a whole project.
Hey, Merlin, dude, Merlin smoked weed, dude.
He smoked all kinds of crazy stuff, I bet. All kinds of stuff, I bet. But yeah, you had to make a little project. You had to write the little paper, and then you had to like present it, you know? And sometimes I would make deals with my teachers, like, hey, instead of writing this paper, because you know I suck at it, can I like make a movie?
Yeah.
Or like, can I do like a craft project that shows you I know what I'm talking about? I have dyslexia.
And also furthermore. Dude, it's like we had the same high school experience because I did the same shit, dude. Instead of writing an essay, I did a video on King Arthur.
Hell yeah.
You can find it on YouTube. It's pretty fucking funny. Awesome. I also spelled King Arthur wrong. It's like instead of ER, it's like UR.
Oh, my God.
It's so bad.
We had a kid, we were doing a math class, and the project was on measurements, and then we had to go and make a recipe with our measurements, and the kid brought powdered donuts to school, but when he wrote it on his big poster board, he misspelled it, so it said powdered dog nuts. And we were like, what? Nobody noticed it at first, and he hung the sign up, and he was like, these are my powdered donuts. And then, like, this kid in the back, he was like, hey, that says dog nuts. And we're like, don't say dog nuts.
And the whole class just...
So for the rest of the year, he was the powdered dog nuts kid. But it was cool.
That's great.
It was good. Man, none of this had anything to do with aliens, but that was fun.
It doesn't have to, man. Also, furthermore... That was fucking awesome.
But wait. Yeah.
The pencil line just kind of like trails off. Like, all my papers always had like, they were stained. Like,
you always had like Cheetos at lunch on your fingers. You're like, God damn
every time, dude.
I always got points marked off because instead of just writing on another page, I would put an arrow and I would put the other side on the bottom.
As if they didn't like use context clues.
Like, you don't do that in professional writing.
And like the assignment was you had to get like a certain amount of, you know, lines done, but you used up like 8 lines to write see other side.
See other side. She's like, you don't do that. There'll always be a red X. I remember one teacher was like, she wrote a little note. It was like, do we have to do this every time?
Oh, that was handled pretty well. Man, I'd be such
yes, we do.
A dick teacher. Like, I'll give him shit. I'll give you shit for sure.
Totally. I deserved it.
Oh yeah, dude, same. I didn't study. I didn't do anything. I just made fart noises in class, dude. That was me. Anyway, aliens.
Oh my God.
Is that a good place to stop? What do you think?
I think so, man. I mean, we did pretty good. That was a pretty decent little episode, man.
Dude, that was a very enjoyable episode.
We had fun, man.
I did have fun. First sponsor, abduction51.com. Check it out. They've got t-shirts at the wazoo. I know this is the third time we've talked about them.
Yeah, but
did I say it right? Abduction 51, right?
Yeah, Abduction 51.
Yeah. Check it out. And also, furthermore, UFO Garage PC. Check out. We've got shirts, our own merch. Go buy it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We're trying to save up for our trip.
Save up. Well, we're also saving up for cameras so we can do video podcasts.
Yeah.
The video from our last podcast, dude. Terrible.
Is it?
Absolutely dog shit.
Maybe we can make a how to not podcast video, dude, with the video that we used.
It was
and
so
promote
bad.
That as a how to not to.
Or
this is how to not to do.
Hey, what's up? Also, maybe we post it as to maybe like a plea to like donate or buy our shirts so we can get better equipment to because it is so bad.
Or you have to deal with this shit for the rest of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's awesome, dude. Well,
close us out.
Yeah, man, that was some pretty good stuff. Remember to check us out on Facebook, UFO Garage Podcast. You can check us out across all, pretty much all podcast streaming platforms.
Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio.
iHeart. Also, check us out at UFOGaragePC.com. And guys, we have something set up on there to where if you have a story that you'd like to tell, you can just go directly to the page, scroll down, and there's literally a button that says, tell us your story.
Tell us your story.
And you just email it to us.
Yeah, we'll read it, or maybe we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about it.
Because we want to have another guest on the podcast here pretty soon, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And do we have the Google phone thing set up?
No, we should. We should do that.
So we're going to do that soon, too. So if you're like us and you're not a very good writer, you could just call in and leave a message.
Good point.
And we can just play that.
Yeah, we just play the message.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
Play the message on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we got some more things coming. Like I said, we're going to be looking at cameras and stuff like that pretty soon. Maybe do
the GoPros.
A little crowdfunding thing, maybe.
We could set that up.
Just kind of.
I want people to get something for their donation.
Yeah, totally.
That's kind of what I wanted them to be. Like, people, if you want to donate, buy a shirt so you get something in return.
Yeah, totally.
That's the whole thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right, dudes. Well, thanks for listening. Another week of UFO Garage Podcast, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you next week. Thank you, guys.